moment works better. Please, on the note, if you can see my screen and you can hear me, just write yes on the note. Because okay, Augustine, thanks so much. Good evening. Thanks so much. If you can, just write either on the note on the note. Write yes if you can hear me and you can see my screen. I want to be sure that you can hear me because my screen. Yes, thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, I can see. Thank you so much. Yeah, sorry, with a certain 5 minutes will be on here, but I want to see more person join us. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. All right. A very good evening to everybody. The screen is up now, so what to start right away. Yeah, my name, as you can see, is Evans Unfiltered. By simple way to say, by introduction, I'm a professor of economics and former immediate past head of department of economics and development studies, and currently and increasingly I'm the chair of DIaDeRC, the pioneer and the founding chair, which is the DPECO's Institutions and Development Research Center in Nigeria. I want to say it's a great privilege for me to be your host on this impact making event, which is a webinar at DIaDeRC. It happens to be the very first uh, event we are hosting on DIaDeRC for the year 2024, this great year. And also it's like a unique one because I will be dwelling on my I was doing a reflection on my 20 years of experience in the academia as a scholar, as a researcher, and it's also a response to a number of questions I've been receiving from mentees and colleagues and followers, both on LinkedIn and other platforms, asking some questions. And I felt it's better to have a kind of organized program whereby we can deal with those questions generally. So this, if you like, this webinar, I would say is demand driven. It's a response to calls we've been receiving to the effects. So once again, I welcome you. Just a quick principle. If as I'm talking, you have questions are born in your mind, do write them on the comments, both on the OBMeet platform and on the YouTube live. Our colleagues are there to monitor those questions. I will answer them accordingly. My focus is to speak for 30 minutes, and then we can use the rest 30 minutes uh, to answer those questions. Okay. So once again, thank you so much for coming, and you're welcome. So the topic is before us is towards a successful scholarly career in Africa. What does it mean? What, why, and the how. Okay, so this is the outline I'll be focused on this outline. So I'll just give us introduction right away and then talk about the what, the why, and the how. And I want to mention that most of those discussions will be from a personal reflection. So I'll be talking more from experience because that is what people have been asking me. What are your secrets? Or how come you've been recognized as one of the 6 youngest professors in Nigeria, and also give you the various traditional outings and opportunities. So I'll be speaking more from experience, and then I will tell you about a statement that changed my mind for good, and then I will spend more time on what I call going specific. How do I do it? What are the avenues? What are the channels for me to engage as a scholarly, as a rewardable scholarly career, or in a rewardable scholarly career? Or how do I become a prosperous scholar or researcher, even in Africa, which is my focus? And then I will give us call to action. Then I'll give us some parting words, which are called points to remember or concluding remarks. Okay, so let's take them. First, I want to mention that while I was doing my reflection, I found that I had given some element of talks like this. First was in my university, our college. So it was a joint seminar between my College of Business and Social Sciences, and the College of Leadership Development Studies. That was in the heat of COVID-19 lockdown. So there were so many There were so many, like during the pandemic, there were so many issues or grounds. So we had a seminar to encourage scholars. And then, so I discussed on this topic, engaging in rewardable research endeavors in business and social science and humanities. That was in the June 2020. And I also gave another talk to a Christian body, which I called Godly Ways of Achieving Financial Empowerment. That was crucial because I found that at times people hide under the shadow of religion to undermine the place of dignity, integrity, and also the place of hard work. So, and when I was there to prepare this note, interestingly, I was looking for the notes I used. I found this first one, but I didn't find the second one, and that will give me to another point I will mention later on in my discussion. But thankfully, I have already put each of those presentations there on ResearchGate, and I also have them as a blog post on my personal website. I just ask myself, what if I didn't have it there? So like that knowledge would have been lost. So there's another point I'll be discussing later on, that as a scholar, as a researcher, it's very important to always document your discussion, document your ideas, because ideas are volatile, and you put it in a place you can retrieve it. Thanks to ResearchGate and my blog posts, I was to retrieve these notes and then build on them. So I'll be building on those ones, but this I'm taking further by focusing on my experience for the past 20 years or 2 decades. Now, the first assignment, the what. What does it mean to be engaging in rewardable scholarly career, or to be a prosperous researcher or prosperous scholar? So the first point I put here, it begins with the mindset, or what I call a mind setting or mind resetting, because that is where it all begins. Until you can tell yourself it is possible, you tell yourself it is doable, you tell yourself it is achievable, you may not do it. You know that we admonish in the scriptures that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is it. In other words, you cannot excel beyond your thought pattern. Your thought pattern in any engagement, whether in business, whether it's in a scholarship, whether in academia, or even whatever you're doing, if you need to be able to record it in your mind that this is possible. And that is the first point. So for you to become a prosperous scholar or researcher, it begins with your mind, what I call mindset or mind setting or mind resetting. So I say here, I will give us a story just now. So you can be a prosperous scholar and researcher even in Africa. Okay, that is because when I see some scholars in Africa trying to migrate to Europe and other developed countries, well, it's not bad, but when I see what they go through, sell properties, borrow money, and I said that I can tell somebody that you don't have to go through hell to go to heaven, which means you can be in Africa and earn in dollars. It's possible. I will discuss that later on. You can be in Nigeria, be in Ghana, be in Kenya, be in Tanzania, be in Mozambique, anywhere in Africa and earn dollars. It's about being visible and offering value. Okay. And next point to say, it is not a destination, but a journey or process. It's not about if I get $1 million in my account, I'm now prosperous. No, it's a journey, because what 1 million can solve today, that same 1 million cannot solve it in 10 years' time. So it's about a process. And then secondly, I like to say it is living above financial worries. In other words, having what I put it here in capital lock, having what you really need without much struggles. Economists tell us that human wants are insatiable. So I'm not talking about wants are insatiable, but what you really need, you want to live in an apartment in a given area of your choice, you can afford it. You want to go to a conference and you needed to be there, and you can afford it. So that's what I mean. Being a prosperous scholar or researcher is having what you really need without much struggles. And I'll give you this story. In 1996, I just finished secondary school as a teenager. And then that was January 1996. That's almost like how many years now? Almost like 28 years plus. How time flies. Yes. And then during Christmas, my mom, wonderful woman, loving, said that I should wait to meet our neighbor. Our neighbor sells shoes, import shoes from Cotonou then. And then I can meet him to collect the shoes. And I did, and I wore the shoe to check our WAEC results. And thankfully or painfully, my friends love the shoe so much. So the brown shoe, I won't forget the color of the shoe. So in the evening, I told my mom, where the shoe is actually going to collect. I've collected. This is the shoe, and this is the price. The man says 500 naira, which like now it's like half a dollar, which is like 50 cents. But then it was like around, actually around $5 or $10. And the response from my mom was very shocking. It was with all concern, and she said, Evans, you know what? Since this year, I have not earned a dime. And that was true. It was January. They've not paid them for January salary. I said, what do I do? Of course, she didn't respond, but I knew the answer. So painfully, I cleaned the shoe and returned it back to the person who gave me the shoe to wear, hoping that my mother would pay. But that day, I told myself, I vowed, I said, boy, in this life, I can never be poor. I must be rich because I need to get what I need at a given point in time. So that was it. It begins with mindset, and I told myself, any career I am, I will never, because I should to have what I need. So I lost that shoe not because the shoe was not fine, not because of anything, but because there was not money at that time for it. So that's what having what you need when you need it is what I mean as a scholar to become a prosperous researcher. So that is the what of it. Okay, so now let's continue going. So I say, yeah, nothing wrong starting small. You can start with what I started my career as a GA. GA means graduate assistant. GA. Just after my NYC is actually my first job. I started in 2004. So you can start from anywhere, from the least point. So whatever you are now as a young scholar, master's researcher, PhD researcher, early career, it's not bad. Nothing wrong starting small. They say small is beautiful, of course, it's correct. But however, many things will go wrong when you stay small. Just imagine that after 20 years, I'm still a GA or I'm still maybe lecturer one. So imagine that when I say come for this seminar, I'm not sure you will come because you ask me, what have you been doing for the past 20 years? Okay, because life is itself is designed for growth. If you're not growing, it looks so burdensome. Okay, so the principle of life or see persist here or succeed. They see time. There's time to invest in yourself, in capacity building, on your network, and your what I call your trust capital. There's need to invest. So investment of time, energy, resources, wisdom in people. I will discuss that later on. See there, because if until you invest, you cannot have harvest. Well, it's everywhere. It happens in anything you're doing in life. And I remember this research we did for Codestra in 2017 and 2018. This is me and one of my colleagues. And this which I love it so much because we're doing the project. It was a project on the large scale farming, large scale and investment and livelihood. And this one was focusing on the university farms. So focus about 3 farms in Ogun State and Ekiti State and Kwara State. This was from Ekiti State. I saw this mango, very small mango, but this fruit is almost as big as watermelon, very big. So I was so impressed. But the point is that this mango fruit in our hands cannot become mango fruit overnight. It has to be planted, it got to grow, then before it can become fruit. So it means that, so this is not our typical question to everybody on this call. For you, at this point, what can I do with the seed? So what kind of seed do you have in you? Of course, as a researcher, a scholar, you have your seed of talent, your seed of time, your seed of energy, your seed of networking, your seed of knowing those fundamentals of research, qualitative methodology, literature review. These are seeds, but you need to now plant them in. Of course, you have to know the kind of outlet or the soil you plant, so you can have fruit at the end. So that is the whole of that, and I'll go on to the next stage. Why do you need to be prosperous as a researcher? Why do you need to be prosperous as a scholar? Okay, and this is very crucial. So first I ask ourselves this question here on this call: why are you where you are now? Okay, if you reflect yourself, somebody said you will be here where you are now in the next 5 years, except for 2 things. 1, the kind of books you are reading. 2, the kind of friends you are keeping. Okay, I'll come to this other story here by the right. But here, so why do you want to be where you are? Of course, you must have to define where you want to go, and then you don't know how to go there, which is what we're discussing today. So I say, as a scholar or researcher, you need a relaxed, because if you are not comfortable, you may not be able to think well, and that is crucial. They say in my place that it's a man that has peace at home that can go to the farm and be blowing whistle. In other words, if you're unable to meet your basic need, maybe you have your children that you not pay their school fees, you've not paid your house, your tenant, you've not paid your landlord, you are troubled, and if you are troubled, you cannot think right. So you need a relaxed mind to think well, to think productively, to think cooperatively, to think forward. So that's why you need to be comfortable, or you need to be prosperous, because the quality of your thoughts will be clouded when you are not comfortable. But it's not a thing that you play about. Even the scripture tells us that there are challenges. So if you're not relaxed, your mind will be clouded. And then as a researcher, you need your brain to think. That's why you need to be prosperous, or you need to be comfortable as a researcher. And then next point, that what you need is not far-fetched. They are in you, they are around you, and they are within your reach. Somebody said what you actually need are between about 2 years, which is your brain that God has given to you. There is a very big endowment. Just like Miles Morris said some time ago, that the richest place on the earth is not the good mine in Botswana. It's not the oil well in Middle East. It's the graveyard, because there you see talents that were not harvested. You see songs that were not sung. You see books not written. So that's why it's essential to be comfortable, because your brain is where your thought sits, and if you are not comfortable or prosperous, you may not be able to think well. I just look at this picture when I say the small is beautiful, and also you can start small but need to grow. So this is actually a lady from currently in Kenya. She's a professor. This another lady in Zimbabwe, also as a professor, and this is me. We actually attended a cultural event in 2007, 2007 in Uganda, and we're doing a PhD then, trained on methodology of research. And this December, here, we were able to meet at least another cholesterol General Assembly and the cholesterol event. And guess what? So after 2007 and 2023, that's almost like 17 years. So they tend to reflect that, well, then we are just the guests, the ladies now were guests then, the boy was, but we're able to reflect that, we're able to reflect that, well, we are all grown. I've become a professor for more than 4 or 5 years, and this was already then we are just at the early stage. So it's all because of that every opportunity you have as a researcher, you need to maximize and then focus your eye on the group, your part of growth, which I will be discussing shortly. Now, another task is coming now. This one, still a while. Let's answer this question as honestly as possible. If you're on YouTube, please write your response on YouTube. If you're on the OB Meet platform, write it on the comments. And I want you to be as honest as possible. So why am I a scholar or researcher? Why am I in academia? Either you're in the academic university system, research center, or you're in a government agency, or you're in an international agency, or you have your think tank where you operate, whatever you are doing, particularly as long as you are doing research, you write report, you are a researcher, a scholar. So can you say, or can I say it is mine? So is your personal, I want response on we meet happy there. A, if it's A, just put A. Is it a hobby? Can you say it's a hobby? Can you say it's an assignment? Can you say it's a calling? Can you say it's a means of livelihood? Can you say it's a prestige for you? And then I want your answer, please. So let's respond. If it's A, put A, B, C. If it's A and B, put it on OB Meet. I want to see it. And click on to see it. Put on the note or chart. And if you're on YouTube, put it on YouTube, please. You don't have to talk, just I want to see the response. Can you say research is a hobby? It's an assignment for you. It's a calling. It's a bit of livelihood. It's a prestige. And I will give us another story right away. Yes, please respond, please. Somebody say A and E. Okay, hobby and prestige. Wow, thanks so much for that. Yeah, I want to get more. Thanks so much. A and E. Yes, I want more. Hobby and prestige. Wow, thank you so much. Okay, follow-up is coming in. Yes, if you're an A, somebody say A. Thanks so much. Okay, so please write it down either on YouTube or on WhatsApp, please, or on the platform, please. Okay, don't put in this. Just put A, B, C, D, E. That's what. Don't put in it. That you will fast. I know some of you are using your phone, so don't waste time. Okay, just write the alphabet A, B, C. Okay, somebody say C. Thank you so much. Yes, I want more responses. More responses. E. Okay, prestige. Wow, thanks so much. Okay, on YouTube, people are saying A. I can hear A. C, C. Okay, great. Okay, no D. Okay. I've seen many A, I've seen many B, I've seen many C's, many E. I'm not seeing D. Wow. Okay, I think as you can clap for yourself. All right, so from the response we have seen now, many people are saying is a calling, okay, a hobby, an assignment. Mr. W. I'll give us other stories. Somebody sent me a message. That was 2012. I was in Germany for postdoc. I said, Prof, I want to become an academia. And my response was quite, I said, first, are you coming to academy because you want a job or because it's your passion? As if you want a job, please, as long if you are coming to academia as our researcher, as means of livelihood to get a job, please, as soon as you get a job, please quit because you won't be fulfilled. So, for personally, for me, I take research or academia as a hobby. I take it as an assignment. I take it as a calling. Well, prestige will come as a byproduct. So I don't take it as a prestige. So my one is the ABC as a hobby. So you just love doing what you want to do as an assignment because there are people looking up to you. So every step you take, people watch you. So if you don't, so you're like a priest or imam a priest in the church or imam in the mosque. Your followers are following you. So if every step you take, you have to be double sure that you are taking the right step because people are watching your step. Okay, so as here for me, why? Because this will help you to appreciate the how you can make progress. So that because if you don't see it as a hobby, an assignment that you call it, you will be enduring what you do instead of enjoying it. Okay, I see people researchers who quarrel with their students get angry in class because they're not fulfilled. So it's a very prestigious assignment. So, but when you see it as a calling or as an assignment, as a hobby, you're able to do it enjoyably. And so you will enjoy it and not endure it. I'll give you this other story in 2012 when I was in, it was a conference in Ghana, a workshop in Ghana, somewhere in, I think, Tokuradi or so. And a professor was lamenting to me. I said, well, then I was sick coming, then I should be L1 or so. I said, Evans, this is our career. You just keep working and working and working and working, and there's nothing to show. He was saying with a lamentable voice, and I was bothered. But you know what? I already have another statement which I will show later on, which was able to help me mitigate this kind of negative comment from someone that I should look up to. And I'll give us more statements here. So the next point is that part of the how is that every journey start with I said it before, start with the destination, your mindset. See, but you need to now know how to get there. Okay. Now take a look at this flag. This is actually from UNEP conference we went last week in Vienna. These are the flags. Almost all the members of the United Nations are there. This is a colleague who came from University of University of Lincoln in UK. So each flag here, it looks like a piece of cloth, but it stands for a country. Okay. And even if you're a pilot, there's no way you can fly to this country at the same time. You must pick one country to fly to per time. So imagine that you enter a plane and from Lagos Airport or from Accra Airport or from Johannesburg Airport, and the pilot say, well, I'm supposed to fly you to, maybe after you have entered, you say, fasten your seatbelt, that has been done. And then about to take off, the pilot say, well, I'm sorry, I can't locate the compass, so I don't know how to get there. What will happen to you if you want to come down from that plane quickly? So it is for every academic or scholar. It's important to set your journey right. Okay, at every point in time, you must have a goal you are pursuing. Okay, either you are pursuing a grant you are writing, pursuing a book you want to edit, or you want to write, pursuing a journal article you want to polish, you want to work on. So it must be something you are pursuing part time. Just like all these flags, you cannot be in all the countries at the same time. It must be in one part time. So that is very important. You must have a clear-cut definition of your destination. Somebody say when there's no definition of your destination, there will be deviation. Now, this is a statement from another professor. And interestingly, this professor was done in Uniben. The other professor who told me that statement before I mentioned earlier was also from the same university. Same university, same department, but different perspective. Also about mindset. I had a seminar in my university some years ago, 2006, which is almost like 10 years now or so. And this may change my mind for life. He said that's Michael Badan, he's a Lena professor. He just retired from University of Benin and is now a member of Central Bank of Nigeria, non-executive director, so he's a director in CBN. And he said he was in that meeting seminar. Our dean invited him to talk to us as a upcoming early career. He said, as a true researcher or a scholar, you may not be too rich, but you cannot be poor. That word hit me and changed my mind. As a true researcher or a scholar, you may not be too rich, but you cannot be poor. In other words, if you know what you are doing, resources, finance, money will pursue you, because finance, resources will flow to the place of value. If you're offering value, so this made change my mind, and I said, okay, I want to be in academy because I don't want to be poor, and I know I cannot be poor. So it's not to know the how, which I will take us to the next slide. Okay, so what are the avenues? Going now to specific, what are the avenues? How do I work towards becoming a prosperous researcher, a prosperous scholar? Okay, so there are many of them, but these ones I put here are the ones that I work with, the ones that I can say I have seen, I have heard of, I have also handled. One is the issue of research grants. Okay, research grant, that one for Ask Me platform series, our African Scholars Mentorship Network. We run a series, so I think 2 episodes on that. So I won't spend time on that. So research grant, although grant is not to make it prosperous, but what you can do, like I say, in your budgeting, you budget for activities that you can do, like data analysis, literature review, and once you do it, the money allocated for that goes to you. So you can get one avenue that can have resources or be rewardable is to research grants or research projects, which we teach at our African Scholars Mentorship Network. Next one is also going. You can also embark on research fellowship award. This is another avenue, so you can get postdoctoral award. Just to mention here that when I had my 2 years postdoc in Germany, funded by Africa, as in our board, and thankfully, from when I came up with that resources, I was able to use the balance of what I have to buy a house, okay, which is still there somewhere in Delta State. So you can get resources from fellowship or awards. Another one is that you can be invited to speak, to give a talk as a keynote speaker at this conference. This one is when you keep growing, okay, and that as you are invited, you can be given honorarium. But I want to mention here, don't put money first in your decision making. Put impact. Put touching lives. If you touch lives, if you impact lives, if you contribute, but when you have contribution, you have a promotion. So you can also get it from there. Next one is you can also back on the assessment or examination of professional bodies, PG programs or professorate. This was when you get grown again. So most assessments, some schools are generous. I think some school assess for South Africa, they pay as much as $900 per PG program you assess or examine. So imagine you do that 4 of that in a year. That's the $900 times 4. That's something that you can be work upon. Okay, so that's another avenue that you can be rewarded as a scholar or a researcher. Of course, you can write books and then get royalties. I think today I've read about 5 books. And let me advise you, not all of them may give you royalties. Some publishers are not transparent. You don't know how much books have been sold, but some are very transparent. The ones like Springer are very transparent, Macmillan is very transparent. They will tell you every year, they declare how many books were sold and how much royalties comes to you. So they will, and then as long as the book exists, has been sold, you get royalties for life. So you can also get royalties from books. So you can write. And I think even the social media platform now also have such a royalties or monetize your program. So that's part of royalties. Other one again is you can also be invited to become board member, either organizations, national assignments. Okay, again, don't go there because of money. Okay, put your time, contribution, value adding as a point. Of course, some of them, if you're in a corporate body like a private sector, I think I'm a board member of a bank, and so each some bank give you each sitting as a board allowance for sitting allowance. Each time you sit for a meeting, you are really you are given allowance for that. Again, there are some that you can be invited to become. There's one again. I'm a board member. They have a share in that place. So anytime they make some returns, you have a shares given. The national assignment currently serve as even a publishing house like a Civia. I'm out of a Civia literal board member, and also Springer managing editor. So each of those ones also give you an honorarium. I think a Civia gives once in 6 months, every half year. I think June and December they give you an honorarium for your service. Okay, and then you can also have a national assembly. Currently, I serve as a member of the National Governing Council of Nigerian Economic Society. Okay, although they don't give us money, but you build on the network, you're able to know as many people. Currently now, almost every HOD in Nigerian universities of economics departments we are on our platform. So you have imagine that kind of network you are building upon. And then you can have startup. I didn't want to say business because I can see academics who are academics doing business here and there. And for me, it's like misplaced priority. So you can have startup. For example, DIaDeRC is a startup that started last year March, and we kick off in May. Then we're launching a new one called Jobs.DIaDeRC, whereby we provide a solution to job need. Okay. And then you can also invest. But here, I'm not an expert there. There are many experts on investment. So real estate, invest in real estate, another financial markets, bonds, but get advice. And then two, start with the amount of money that when you lose the money, you will not lose your life. Much more so, invest in people. This is a long-term. Invest in people. Invest in people. Okay, because you can get rewards almost for life. Okay, now call to action. Okay, we have about 20 minutes plus. So let me just have two or three more slides. Call to action. So this is an opportunity I want to invite us. This workshop we are holding called the Grant Writing, Winning an Awardable Scholarly Career in Africa, and then it's holding 15th and 16th of February 2024, just like about 3 weeks to go, about 2 weeks to go. So why do you need to be there? It you give you opportunity to enhance your grant writing skills, and then improve your qualitative and quantitative analytical skills. We teach all of that, and then of course much more so you will give opportunity to become join the network of global scholars with mentorship opportunity. Then you're able to expand your professional network and gain access to other opportunities. Then much more so you're able to anybody person coming for the event, able to work on this or concept note either for grants, or for paper publication, and then mentors will be assigned to you as or facilitators will be assigned to you, and then sorry, somebody is talking. Let me just mute everybody. Okay, so you have access to that, and then lastly, you have to collaborate with the DIaDeRC team members on joint projects or publications. So please, so you have heard so much. You take action. Just hit this link on our website, and you get all the details that you need. Okay, so these are some of the. Before I open the floor for questions, these are some of the parting words or concluding remarks, what I call points to remember. There are I said most of them before, just to reflect. One is that becoming a prosperous scholar in Africa or researcher is possible, but it starts with your mind resetting. Tell yourself it's possible, and then you can get it done. Number two, of course, the place of mentorship cannot be overemphasized. Just give us mentors are there to give you. They've been there. They have been to where you have been to before, so they can guide you. They can guide you. I just give you just one statement from your mentor can change your life. That I mentioned before. that from Michael Baden, that as a researcher or scholar, you may not be too rich, but you can never be poor. That was just one statement, changed my perspective. And then, of course, there's place for what I call short-term pain for long-term gain. So at times, at the beginning, you look like you are punishing yourself. But never mind, it's a short-term pain for long-term. I'll give us a story. In 2008, I was going for a conference in a picnic conference, because after that my Uganda experience in 2007, I made myself a commitment that every year I should attend at least 3 conferences in a year. And out of the 3 conferences workshop in a year, and out of the 3 of them, one must be outside my country. So in 2018, that was like around September, I've attended about more than 3 in Nigeria, but there's one remaining to keep my promise. So when this conference came, it was for free, but they didn't fund accommodation. So I was to stay in Novotel. Novotel, then the amount was $110 per night, and I only have money for one night. So, and there was about 2 days. What I did was to travel by road. I traveled by roads on this luxurious bus from Lagos to Accra. I think I went with ABC Transport. What I did was the first night I stayed at the park. I slept at the park with those people, with traders. I did because I have a park. Then in the early morning, wash my face, brush my teeth, go to the venue. So I stayed one night in the hotel. The last night I also stayed at the park, and I came out. But for me, it was like anybody would say like look at punishment, but that was like a short-term pain for long term. But now, if I'm going to a conference, most of the conferences I go now are fully funded. Okay, so there's so you don't mind where you're going to enjoy the short-term pain, so you can have the long-term gain. Okay. The next one I want to say is number 4. Don't put money first in making your career decision and progression. Please, as people jump here and then jump and academia today, you want to go to another place. No, put ask yourself, what's the progression? What is the impact? What am I bringing on board? That should be first. So put contribution first before reward. Because money, like I say, we always go to place of value. So when you are offering value, money will come to you. Okay. The next point, number 5, is that in all your activities again, maintain what I call a healthy relationship with peers and colleagues. Very important, because you don't know who would most of the things I do now just referral. Most of them apply for it, just referral. So because I have somebody is so please, I know he's done this before, you can reach out to him. I think even if you are meeting people and you want to part ways, do it amicably. So when you see the person tomorrow, you can also talk. So somebody said, don't burn the bridge behind you. Okay. So maintain healthy relationship, because your network, somebody said, determine your net worth. Your network, determine network. So even if you need to part ways with somebody, because actually as human beings, we are from different perspective, or different background. So our ways are different. So you don't expect everybody to behave the way you want them to be. We are individuals. So treat people the way you want, the way you want to be treated. And even if you are tired of that collaboration relationship, you can part ways amicably. Of course, we treat this thing as a big episode under mentorship program, as me program, African Scholars Network. So I won't spend time on that. So I can begin to conclude. Yes, number 6 again. Always seek for you to be rewardable or be prosperous scholar. Always seek ways for continuous improvement. Become a better version of yourself. Apart and learn from someone who has what you need. The person may even be your junior. It doesn't matter. For example, my LinkedIn experience now, I learned to have to learn from one of my former students, Homa Ogu. I was a HOD, I was a lecturer, but now she's doing a great job on LinkedIn. I have to learn from her, and since, I think between when I started following her, now I think my followers increased by more than 1,005 followers. So learn from anybody. Somebody has what he needs. Don't be shy. Okay, that takes to the next one. Be a good listener and note taker. So, and ideas are volatile. Whatever you are, as a scholar researcher, always go to pen and biro. I like pen and biro. I'm in church. I'm writing, because all ideas flash to your mind. Write it down. Don't wait, because the idea can fly away, and you may never know how much that can mean. For example, DIaDeRC now is like becoming a prominent center. So it's just an idea. Even the DIaDeRC job at DIaDeRC we're launching very soon. It's just an idea. So the good ideas, because I was in Stockholm at the Nobel Laureate Week in 2014. They asked one of the Nobel laureates, how do you get your ideas for research? And his response was quite awesome. He said, when I'm in a boring meeting. So even in a meeting, he takes his notes. As people are talking their grammar, he's jotting it down. So let's document our ideas, very important. Then be simple but principled. Okay. So the place of integrity, place of trust comes in here. So you are simple, yet let people know what you stand for. Okay. Somebody said, I think that was a zigzag. When you stand for something, you fall for nothing. When you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. So be simple but be principled. Now the next one is don't be afraid of failure or rejection. It's people, it's opinion. You send proposal for grant, you send paper for publication, it's rejected or not accepted. Is an opinion of another person, so they can be wrong. So as an event, don't be afraid. So that will not be that should not scare you. But in our program, African Scholars Mentorship Network, we said rejection is not a life sentence. It's just an opinion. So does the paper, does the grant, and then write polish it again as an SWL. Okay. So don't be kind of will you? At times people will ask me if I apply, will they get me? I say apply first. Okay. So don't be afraid of failure. The next one I will stop here is maintain what I call workable time budgeting. Very important. I think one of the people that apply for this program asked me how do I maintain family balance. So it is happen to know when you have a what I call workable time budgeting. Every time in your 24 hours, because I tell my colleagues, you cannot be you cannot be less busy tomorrow than today, except you're not growing. As long as you are growing, you'll be busier tomorrow than today. So then you must know when is your most productive time. For me, when I was doing my PhD, I normally work more in the night, mid of the night. So I just sleep a small time in the evening, but since the recent time, and I now work more in the morning, early morning. I go to the office by 7:30, 7 o'clock, and between 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock, 2 hours. I put in enough of my time, so I do most of the tasks I need to do. So now early mornings are my most productive time. So you can know which times you are most productive, and avoid time wasting. Avoid time wasting. I think I don't want to spend on that. So once again, thanks for coming, and I'll be happy to take your questions as we have that. So let's go to the question either on YouTube or on Meet platform. Once again, thanks for coming. Let me pause and take more questions. So great. So let's see. You have questions, team members. Let's you go have questions, comments. Okay. Let's see now. Okay. Let's one. Okay, somebody wrote, writing the winning proposal for funding is a tall order in Africa. I have been applying, but I get regrets always. Wow, who wrote that? Is this your name? But like I said, in our African Scholars Mentorship Network, like I said earlier, don't be afraid of failure. Okay. We said until you apply for one particular grant more than 70 times, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. So you apply that. Now that should be point number 9. Don't be afraid of failure. Okay. So it happened even me at this stage. I still get rejection. So it's part of life. It's part of the game. Okay. So please thank you for your comment, but keep trying. And if you don't mind, you can also that's why you can also ask them for their comments. What are their opinion? What are their comments? So that you can know where you went wrong, and you can adjust. And then you can also bring other person to join you. Maybe when you have more opinions, more views, that may improve the quality of your research. So if you don't mind, you can send us email after now. We can see how we can help you develop that project. And if you can also register for this event I'm talking about, you can bring that your proposal as a part of your concept notes, and we can give you mentors that can work with you on that. I think I've answered that question. Let's take more questions, either from OBMeet or YouTube. Are we there? Tell me about check, please. So question. We have 10 minutes to go. Let's take question. We have answered one question. We have any more question? Please question. Somebody's tapping. Please, okay, good. Please tap it out. Thank you so much. Let's check YouTube and see whether we are there. Okay. Tanzania. Okay. Thanks so much. Yes, we have that. One, this call to action I put on, you are seeing on the screen, is there. It's one of them. It's how that's one is part of. So we are covering such it. Like I said here, one of the gates you have number 5 is Mentorship Network. So this one, this program that is holding 15 and 16 of November is part of it. And also apart from that, our general, what they call ASMIN, African Scholars Mentorship Network, we have such a program. If you click on this link under join the network, you can join the network, and then we run in series. We have done series 1.0, 2.0, and now the next one will be second quarter, that should be 3.0. But this correct one I'm displaying is what is happening now, so you can take advantage of that. Okay. Since you're in Tanzania, I will ask my team members whether there will be room for virtual meeting, so you can register and be part of it. Okay, people are happening. Okay, so with the tertiary program is streamed live. Wow. Was a jump program. It's actually a paid event, so I'm not sure it will stream live. But if you register, I will kindly ask. We have a meeting with the LOC this week, so we ask whether there will be opportunity for virtual participation, but you have to register for it because paid events for that. Okay. The next one is there a room for answer the question for mentorship on your scholars now? Yes, we have that. This event is part of it, and if you go to our website, DIaDeRC.org, you see under you see join the network. So just click the join the network, and then okay, great. Going to follow the ideal guidelines of writing a proposal, or there's another form. Okay. That's me. Okay, thanks so much. Writing a proposal for already advertised research. Are you going to follow the ID? Okay, I don't want to say ID. There's no ID format. In most cases, each of the grant agency will have their format. So you follow that format. But if not, there are general basic format which we teach in our African Scholars Mentorship Network. There is basically introduction, research question or objective. There's of course instance of literature or gap you're addressing, and then of course methodology is very important, and then much more so is what we call anticipated results or period of change. Okay, but if they give you format, okay, I know most will give format. If they give format, place is because we normally say in our training that you follow the format religiously. You follow that format religiously. Yeah, thank you. That's answer that question. Yeah, thanks so much. Let's keep the question coming. Yeah, this is from Peter. So thank you for a powerful presentation, Prof. Thanks so much. Yeah. Richard, do you hear me? Yeah, thank you, Prof, for this wonderful presentation. Okay, thanks so much. Deborah, again, thanks, Prof, for this. I learned a lot. Great. Somebody's asking again. Yes, is there a website that one can apply for conference sponsorship after the manuscript has been accepted in international conference? There are some. I know there's one in West Africa it's called WARA, West African Research Council or so. I know of that. Then there's another one for AgroDev. Immediately they fund the ones for their own members. Okay, but you can also follow us on maybe that's from the Shiru in Wolua. Yeah, there are some agencies here and there that fund that, but in most cases, what can do is that okay, when you are doing your budget for grants, you factor in the conference in the grant part of the grant cost. Okay, but you can ask us question on that. You can send us email, or yeah, we can take it up for that. But that's basically because there are a few of them. I know for West African scholars, there's WARA, there's WARA. For AgroDev, there's many of them fund their network members. That's why belonging to the network is very important. Okay. Yeah, let's keep checking on what we have 5 minutes more. If there are other comments, bring your question, everyone. I will forward it to them as they pop. Okay. Thank you for the great wins. Okay, thanks so much. As a thanks so much. Yeah, I want to mention that even this platform we're using, OBMeet, is from our it's given to us free of charge, courtesy of OBMeet platform. Thanks to Madam Faith and Emmanuel Gabriel, who has been there for us as our partners. Thanks so much. God bless you. Okay, this is Scott. Thank you so much. Proposal writing already advertised. Okay, I've answered that question. Yeah, I have 4 minutes more. Questions like that coming. Is there room for mentorship? Yeah, I've answered this question on YouTube. Thanks so much. Yeah, maintain a budget, solid budget time. Yes, thanks so much. Be simple but principled. Yeah, thanks so much. Yes. Never joke with your ideas. Yes, document them. Yes. I think let me share this testimony now. I want to tell a story because I mentioned I just now. I think that was so when you document it, and thanks. Let me add here: if you're a scholar or researcher, you are not on LinkedIn, you're not on a research, you're not academia. Please, you are wrong. Be there because this story happened to me. Me, I'm one of my long-standing mentee, Karakara. I think it's on this call. We as people we wrote together. It's called the Money Box model now in Ghana. We're looking at how women's society save their money and able to use that as a kind of thrift to support business for among themselves. And as I read that paper in UK, I don't want to call the school for some reasons, and the paper won the best conference paper award. So when I came, I reported to my university. It was mentioned on our university website, and also I put it on my LinkedIn page as well. And do you know that when we were about to submit the paper for publication, we saw that somebody has used the idea almost copycat, and then all it showed was the currency from CD to Naira. And but thankfully, we have the information on our website where it was reported. So I wrote the person that please retract this publication, otherwise I will report it to NUC and university. And the person apologized and it will retract. Imagine that I didn't put it anywhere on the website. I won't be able to claim it as our own. Okay, so that's why ideas are very important. Document them, very important. Okay, and maybe idea that as you bid on it, you can now have more. So that's why ideas are volatile. Document them. It can just be a rough idea. You never know how that can be a big push. Just like I said earlier, this direct platform was just an idea. I think the first thing I told was my wife, and then another person, and then now it's a big push. And the two never put money first. Money is a servant. It will come. Just have a contribution, knowledge. So in summary, I want to close. I have 2 minutes more. Just to recap, becoming a prosperous scholar in Africa is possible, but start with your mindset. Mentorship cannot be overemphasized. That's clear. Then, of course, there will be times you need to pass through short-term pain for nothing. I give you a story where I have to sleep in the park because I couldn't afford 3 nights of hotel in 2008. But now it's really has changed. Don't put money first. Money is a servant. It will come. Just push contribution. And when you have contribution, money will follow. Okay, then again, maintain healthy relationship. Your network is important for your net worth. Even if you part ways, you can do it and show you do it amicably. So when you see yourself tomorrow, you don't have to burn the bridge behind you. Okay? Seek continuous improvement. Learn from anybody who has what you need. Don't be shy. Then be a good listener. Then be simple but principled. Then be afraid to fail. Rejection is just a statement. It's not a last sentence. You can learn from it and move forward. And then maintain workable budget. So with that, I can say thanks for coming. There's no way I can put 20 years experience in 1 hour webinar. So please, again, I want to welcome you to join us our event coming 15th, 14th February. Register and then not only me, I'm the one here, but they have more than 10 speakers talking on different issues, ethical research, methodological, qualitative research, all of that. There are many issues that are being treated in that event, and then much more so, mentors should be assigned to scholars who work on their concept notes. Also, thanks for coming. If there's no more question, it's a good time having you. Once again, thank you so much. We don't take your presence for granted, and God bless you. Wishing you a most prosperous 2024 and wonderful night rest. If there's no other question, team member, let's check. We are good to go. Thanks so much. So I will stop recording now. Let me end live. Thanks so much. Let me end live. So let me end live. Let's see whether there's other more comments or more notes. Okay. Otherwise, We are good to go.